All right, what's up, everybody? What's going on? Let me just make sure things are okay. Before I get into this live stream. Whew, we got one person in here. Thank you for hitting the like button. 25 people in here. Good morning, Gilbert. Good morning, Usama. Is it Simonus? Good morning. Good morning to all that got some comments in there. How you doing, Ghost Soldier? How you doing this fine morning? I don't think things are bad this morning. It doesn't look, too bad. There's some, position, some movement, some green. That's what we need. How you doing, Jack? I let people know in the Discord that I'm live on my page. Go. Wish there was a way to automatically let people know that you're live on Discord. Maybe there is. I gotta look it up. I don't have time now. Good morning, Gorilla Glue. Good morning, Matt. Oh boy, what a video yesterday. Wasn't that bad. I mean, people take things the wrong way. I mean, it's fine. Nathan coming in clutch. All right. Hey there, over there, hi there. T-Pams. Yeah, it was some video. I mean, people take it negatively, but I didn't take it negatively. I took it as a potential positive, but spreading of information. Anything that you say that can come off remotely negative is considered FUD. But I hate that term. I really do. It's just like people that use paper hands. I mean, those are the people that probably aren't gonna make money in this whole situation. The fact that some people try and warn people, hey, for the first video is the squeeze happened very quickly. If you noticed when every single thing happened, you've seen GME go to 500, it immediately dropped down before the market even opened. So if you don't have availability to trade in the after hours market, it's going to suck for you. And if you have a lot of shares, most likely you're not going to be able to get out of it anyways. So the majority of the price is going to drop in the pre-market. However, you're going to see the open price end up dropping as well. So I want to make sure that people get their stop losses in and they're able to figure some things out there. But trying to spread that information, saying, hey, look out for yourself, is kind of considered FUD or negative news, and it's not. It's just like, hey, here's the information, do with it what you will. Same thing with the shares, 43 million shares. Yes, it's old news that they did have it available. Yes, the CEO did come out and say it, but a lot of people were blinded by the fact that the 500 million shares were taken off the table. So bringing the 43 million shares back up does let people know that we still have a chance for some sort of either dilution, or we can see them do it, on the way up and end up increasing that price on a buy heavy day. So there's definitely two sides to the story, but people take it as a negative. It's fine. You know, I'm okay with it. I mean, either if I get likes or dislikes, I mean, it's engagement and it pushes the video even more. So it's not something that I'm pissed about. The only thing I'm pissed about is the fact that, you know, people might lose money because of stupid terms that were brought up, you know, and they keep using for no reason. Every single little thing is FUD, but you know, information is not. Whatever is out there, it's not FUD as long as you take it the right way. It's however you take it. Good morning, bro. Looks like a good day in the market so far. Yeah, it looks pretty good. I mean, I'm seeing AMC up 1.5%. Now, this is not anything that's like crazy, but we do see some good movement. You're right. A lot of green. Some red, but a lot of green. MVIS, though, is making a little bit of a move down, 3.6%. It was a great video, but some people just can't stand the truth. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. Yes, you're right. After watching your video, I put a stop loss order in just in case I was at work, and it happened really quick. Thanks for covering my butt. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like, all right, for AMC and GME, once it does get, you know, close to there, or, you know, even like above a certain profit target that you have, then it's gonna be tough for it to stay above there, especially with a lot of people selling at the top point. You know, they sell at the top point, then people start to really sell. It's just like a pump and dump scheme, right? Everybody can't win in the situation. You have that pump, and a lot of people will pump like crypto or whatever the actual crypto is, and then they'll end up dumping it. But before you end up making the move in, hey Trey, how you doing? Thank you for showing up. But yeah, before you end up getting, you know, out of it, those people are already getting out of it with millions of shares, millions of coins. So it's just like that. You want to make sure that you're in the right situation. You set your stop loss. You get stopped out before, you know, because it's going to be tough for you to sell at the top 20%. I'm telling you. But I'm not saying the squeeze isn't going to happen. I'm all for it. Squeeze, I believe, is going to happen. It's just a matter of how high the squeeze will go. And with people not knowing how high the squeeze will go, it ends up being very tricky for people to get profit out because they don't know where to set their limits, their stop losses, all of that other stuff. So Nokia doing quite good in the pre-market. They just had earnings released. They are 17%. I just totally noticed that. That is a huge gap. Well, it looks like a huge gap. The scale is small, but that is a big gap, 17%. Funny that earnings would do that because earnings hasn't done that for basically anything. So it's funny that earnings would do that. I guess maybe with the lack of volume that we had here, we had an influx of volume with any of the earnings. However, with like something like Tesla already has the volume of, you know, basically an earnings report every single day, right? So something that doesn't really change. Mara pre-market doesn't look good, but I'm thinking it will test at $40. The test at $40 is coming. Yeah, I don't look at Mara too much. I know a lot of people tell me about Mara. Yeah, I would say so. I mean, it's still up. It was up 10% yesterday. The pre-market doesn't look good. You're right, 2% down. Volume 43K. Yeah, you're probably right. Let's see. Nothing wrong with having contingency plans. Yeah, you're right. You sure it's just earnings? I've been holding Nokia since February. I know people that were holding Nokia since it really jumped. Nokia got caught up in all these meme stocks, which I feel fucked over. Yeah, I mean, everything got caught up in this. It was just like a buy up. Like everybody was just buying. It was like it was Black Friday. Everybody was just buying everything, and you could see it in from what was it, like November until today. You can see the movement that it actually had. But that initial movement that it had, everything really started to kick up, and it was a lot. So then you couldn't really get a realistic price on things. So it was a little bit tricky because was it? Don't forget to hit the like button. And also, Ted Cruz's father killed JFK. You guys are funny. That should be on a t-shirt. No, you can't say that. Maybe you could do emojis. You could put a teddy bear and then Tom Cruise with like JFK or something like that. I feel like that'll be funny. Nokia was the ultimate bull trap. Yeah, I would say so. Make sure you guys hit that like button. It does help out the channel a lot. If you're in here, hit the like button. Yeah, the video that I created yesterday on AMC, I mean, I don't like the term FUD too much, if at all, because people overuse it, just like people that overuse paper hands. If people are out there, they shouldn't get flamed at all for selling for a profit. If they end up selling and feel like they gained enough money out of it, they don't want to hold for any type of long squeeze. It's been a long run. They missed out on a lot of opportunities. Then they can go ahead and do that. Don't flame them for selling for a profit. So people will say, "Oh, you're paper hands and you sold for a $5,000 profit." It's like, what do you even mean? Careful, the algorithm will nail you for conspiracy talk. For what? What did I say? Hold on, I'm gonna log on my other account and drop you a couple more likes. Perfect. Trey, that's cheating. You have another account? Is it a gaming account? What do you... All right, so let's see what things are doing. I did release a quick pre-market video on the MP Shorts channel if you guys want to check that out. 60-second video, just not breaking down too much, just really going through what the movement is for the pre-market at that moment. Things have moved a little bit since then. Ain't about paper hands, it's about profit hands. That's what I'm saying. It's all about profit hands. Last night when the president was talking and they showed Ted Cruz falling asleep, I told my wife he killed JFK and couldn't stop laughing. She was looking at me so confused. I bet. I haven't told my wife about that yet. That's funny. If you sell for a profit, it can't be paper hands. I know, but it's funny that everybody's running to these terms that they don't know the definition of. They're like, oh, well, you know what? You sold before the squeeze, you're paper hands. It's like, okay. I understand if you're selling while it's all the way down at the bottom, you can call somebody paper hands, right? But if you're selling for a profit, it doesn't make sense. I used to have running YouTube channels called Super Saiyan Mainstream back when I was running in college. And then my old account, yeah. All right, well, that's good. Yeah, I've had multiple YouTube channels. I mean, I have 3 right now, and 2 that are monetized. the MP Shorts channel is not, but I don't know if it will end up being like a monetizable channel. I don't even know if that's a word, but monetizable channel, just because it's MP Shorts. It's a shorts videos, which I've heard don't generate any revenue because it's tough to show an ad beforehand, which I think is kind of BS. Eventually they'll add it, and people will start making money because it makes sense how you can have the vertical videos and have vertical ads as well, just like TikTok is running vertical ads. So I think they can take a thing or two from there. Crazy what everyone's here to do, make money at the end of the day. So if you're up a good amount, why not take some out at minimum? Yeah, exactly. We're here to make money. We're here to trade. Investing, yes, we're here to invest, but that's not why we're navigating the stock market, is to say we're investing. All of the investments that we make are probably something that we've been looking at for months. We've been looking at ETFs for over the last however many weeks or months or so. We've been looking at dividend positions, see how the dividend growth actually is, and now we're going to let it sit there, and we never even look at it. The fact that we're looking at different stocks now is because we're trading them, So still need that shirt pick and Carl. Yes, you're right. I totally forgot. I will have to remind myself, because sometimes I get really busy after I get off the stream. I get really busy with work. Then after work, I have to upload like videos. Then I have to pick up the kids, and have daddy-daughter time. I'm also going to log into Trey's other account and give you more likes. Oh man, hopefully that's not true. To be honest, paper hands thing is a bit silly. The whole point is to make money off hedges. Shouldn't matter how long you are shorting. Yeah. As long as you aren't shorting, 100%. When we're talking about profit hands, we're going to the Shady Maples. I haven't been to Shady Maples in so long. It's Shady Maple. My wife gets on me about that. But I haven't been to Shady Maple in a while, a long time. Hey brother, where do you expect GME to go today? Well, we hope we see something positive. You can never really predict exactly what they're going to do. You just hope they're going to retest some of these, points. Let's see. So right now down to $177, looking kind of flat in the pre-market and after hours market. It was kind of flat yesterday. Did increase, I believe, quite a bit yesterday, but overall from where it closed at, it was pretty flat. So it increased from 166 to 181. However, the overall close to close was kind of flat. So you did see that make a pretty decent move. We're hoping that we could see something positive today. Now it is negative in the pre-market, but we probably look for some bounces. We can look at the order books and basically say, oh, it's not really telling you much in the pre-market. The pre-market doesn't really tell you much when it comes to volume, but let's just hope that we can make a move at the end of the pre-market and then hopefully jump up a couple of percentage. But you never really know where it's going to go. So I'm not gonna sit here and tell you, exactly where it will go, because if it goes the opposite way, then I get held accountable. But especially with something that's not as predictable. But yeah, let's just hope for a push somewhere around that 180, 190 mark. We need to get over 200. I mean, we're due for a day that's massive with AMC, GME, hopefully costs something. All of the ones that are heavily shorted, which I was looking into. One of those ones that are heavily shorted is ZOM. I don't know if you've seen that, but I was looking at some of the FinTel numbers yesterday, and I was showing it was 41% short on the data where we had a crazy amount of volume, and yesterday it was 37% short with all of the stuff that happened yesterday. 14.7 million short volume. So like they're actually shorting the heck out of ZOM. They don't believe that it's valuable up there, that it's valued at that point. So GME is sitting at 25% short, which is around average for them, not average for a stock. Average for a stock would probably be somewhere around the 10%. Everything gets shorted. So you would probably have an average of a lower short volume ratio, but showing 25% is still high. AMC also at 20%, still a little bit high. Now, this is kind of where I expected. I know SOS usually is shorted a little bit more. It's not really pushed as much now, but you are seeing 13% short. That's where I kind of expect somewhere of, normal short volume ratio. But everything else like GME, ZOM, AMC is definitely making moves in the short volume area. I just want GME to close above 200, because right now I'm still holding GME, only 2 shares at 240. Someone told me, hey, if you believe in GameStop, so much, buy into more shares of GameStop. Well, I always look for the best price possible. If I buy into it now, yes, you could see a massive amount of growth when it does increase. However, I'm looking for it to drop. I was looking for it to drop to $100, which I don't know if it will happen, but maybe 150, maybe 140, something that's lower than 170, just to gain as much as I can out of it and lower the cost basis as much as I can, So I'm looking for GME to push up. I would love it to push above 200. Then, I only have a little bit to get back to my cost basis. What's your opinion on HCMC? I don't have an opinion on HCMC. That's too low. That's too low for me. The price is just way too low. Profit hands reestablish your position. That's smart, and why we listen to them. Good morning, Matt. Can look at M. What are you looking for out of this? Is it more of a short term, long term? I'm pretty sure it's not long term. You're probably looking for a day trade or swing trade. It has a lot of volatility from what I see so far. Just looking at one day, I guess I'll go through the works. It has a lot of volatility looking at less than 1 day. You can see the movement, but that's not going to tell you everything. So if I look at a 10,000 foot view, really a lot of the movement happened, in the last couple of days. You probably did see some movement prior to that, but you're starting to see it really jump. And you've seen it jump to where it did end up bouncing back and consolidating. This is where you really want to see where it's going to go. If this is just people still buying this up to pump it more, or if it's going to go back to reality. Now, I don't know exactly what this increase was all about. I don't know what that increase was all about a couple of days ago, where it jumped up a nasty amount, but then ended up decreasing right away. I mean, it didn't end up decreasing in the after hours and pre-market, but you've seen it take a huge drop in that day on the 27th, to where it did bounce back towards the end of the day in the after hours market and started to level off. Now you want to see where this is going to go before you invest in at this point, because you might have, I wouldn't say you missed a bounce, but you might still see that make a move down. So I really don't know what this increase was all about, but it looks like it definitely didn't hold. Right now it is holding somewhere around here. So I would pick and choose your spots. If you are going to invest into it, set a quick stop loss so that if it does go against you, you can basically get sold out really quick and buy back in at whatever low you feel like you can get back in. But it's way too fast of movement to predict anything that could happen at this moment. Thank you, Harold, for becoming a member. Thank you. Paper hands equals sold for a loss. Is that really paper hands if you get stopped out for a bad decision? So does it only apply to AMC and GME? Because typically what I will do is If I have a position and it goes against me by a certain amount, I get stopped out. That's selling for a loss. Is that paper hands, or is that being strategic? If GME can close Friday at 200 or more, we will most likely see a gamma squeeze. Yeah, I want to see, like I said, I want to see GME close at least 200. I would love them to, but obviously I want them to increase to 240 because that's where I'm at. Why is there such a huge sell wall at 180 for GME? Strategic sell walls, from what I see. Yesterday was ridiculous with the amount of sell walls. Well, where's GME? Alphabetical order. You know how to do this, Matt. Recently viewed. Sorry. Why is there a huge sell wall at 180? Well, that's not a huge sell wall. I mean, it's bigger than everything else, but people just want to sell at 180. That's not, I wouldn't say that's a strategically placed sell wall that hedges are putting there, but that's just people that probably bought in a little bit lower, looking to gain a couple dollars of profit while buying a ton of shares. You still have day traders and swing traders in here, whether you think that everybody's holding or not. Everybody is, there's a lot of people that are holding, but there's a lot of people that are still day trading and swing trading. So you still have a lot of people that are trying to take profit, and it's understandable. So ZOM is going to get a big push. Eventually, it's going to get a big push. If they keep shorting this, it's going to be a little ridiculous. But it shows a lot of buying strength because we have the volume to continue to push this up. But a ton of people are thinking that this is going to fall back down, so they're shorting the heck out of this thing. And I mean, they can do whatever they want there as long as it pushes the stock up, and it's going to eventually. As long as they keep shorting this, it's going to jump. I'm telling you, it's going to be big. I don't think it's going to be like a short squeeze unless it gets to that level. I mean, they're shorting it at an alarming rate. 40% one day, 40% the next day. Gorilla Glue watch. Gorilla Glue watch. Watch for Clove. Break at 12. And thus I'm expecting a push for $13.50 to $14. Average down that. Missed a bunch of. After watching your video, one time I changed my sell order because I needed to be more patient. It will happen. Yeah, that's good. When I averaged down from coin from 350, I thought it would hit 250. Yeah, so you're at 352 for Coinbase. Yeah, I had to make my move out of there, and I made a mistake the second time I bought into it because I didn't let it consolidate. I actually bought into it thinking that it was not going to get back below. It was fighting a little bit at 380 when I bought in. That's the second time, but then ended up falling down significantly, which I did get stopped out and bought back in lower over in Fidelity. Ended up profiting over there, so total return should be actually zero because I gained about 100, lost about 100, 120, 130 or something. Gained a lot of it back in Webull, and then also actually it should be more than that. Net should probably be somewhere around 30 or 40, so of a gain. So it should have been a lot more than that. I was just testing the market to see where it was going, and I only bought like a couple of shares in the beginning where it did increase quite a bit. And I should have bought more, and then if I did go against me, I just get stopped out. But no. Sorry, you meant ZOM when you were talking about your sell order. Man, and Trey need to collaborate in the video. My meant is actually pretty fascinating. I think it's a long-term stock, more than a swing, but definitely volatile swings to play with. I think that's exactly what I wanted to know about. Hey Matt, wish you Wish you and everyone up here a great day. Let's get a green day today. It'd be cool to see the Matt and Trey collab. Eventually, once all this negativity on my part starts to go away, because everybody takes everything I say as negative. It's fine though. I'm okay with it. Don't think I'm hurt. I'm not. Oh man, I accidentally slipped on a banana peel and bought clove at $8. Just saw the chart move one morning and felt gambly. Firm believer, I'm definitely investing in a long-term play. Any thoughts on Naked today? Naked brand. I mean, I was not for Naked brand for a while. It did have a pretty decent run over the last couple of days, weekish, right? But it's just something that I mean, me personally, I don't see too much strength in it. I'm glad to see that it did, bounce back, but it did resist somewhere around this level. Are we going to see that continue to fall back down, or are we seeing that going to create a new support? It looks like it's starting to consolidate, starting to level out. However, it's a little early. If you're looking for a swing trade, or some sort of a day trade that you had there, I mean, I feel like you might have missed the starting point of it to basically confirm that no matter what, you're going to be positive until you end up getting stopped out if it does come back on you. But right now, you're starting to hit high points. You might want to wait until it does come back a little bit more. Yeah, and then you can make your way up. But a lot of times, if it's going to resist at that level, and we're close to that level of 79 cents, where are we at? 66 cents. Yeah, it's going to be tough unless you invest in a huge position and you see it, gradually moving up. Then you can definitely do that. But my thoughts on Naked brand is that the initial point to probably invest, yes, you would have seen this growth here, but then after that, you could have seen something pull back up, and you might have actually this push up here in the pre-market and after hours market to where you could have invested in there, ran up a little bit or a lot of it, and then had that stop out right here. And if it does end up increasing, you continue to gain that gain, depending how much you would have. But yeah, Naked brand was always kind of not always, but was negative for me for a while because of I haven't really seen any new highs. I've seen lower lows. It was just decreasing, which there was a lot of positions that were actually doing that, but it was from March really where you did have that increase and thinking that it was going to be positive, and then all of a sudden just continuing to fall down. Now I know we had a number of weeks at close to a month that was decreasing a lot as well, so that could take a factor in there. Good morning, everyone. I know MVIS earnings today after hours. Aren't they doing something else as well, or was an announcement moved yesterday? I haven't seen anything on it. How we go? How do you feel about the rumor that Reddit wants to put MVIS to 100? Will you get in on that? Well, to tell you the truth, I am already in on it. If you don't know, I have a thing called Carl's Calls, and Carl picked MVIS, so I have a long-term play with them to see how much I can gain with different positions that the Discord group picks. So Discord group picks all these different positions. Carl ended up choosing MVIS, and we ran with it a little bit. So I believe we're in at $14 and we're holding for a year. So technically I'm involved in it. Will I buy more into it? Probably not. Just because I don't know what the time frame is of that. But yeah, I probably won't buy any more into it. I'll keep what I have and then go from there. Where are we at? I'm lost now. Anyone into Sleeping Giant? Metamaterial very is it the 3-month chart too long of a time frame for sorry, give me a second. But you're just as ready for AMC to moon as I am, huh? I'm really excited to get back into swing trading videos and other stocks where quadruple billionaires. Yes, I really do want it to make its moves. I really do want it to squeeze, because if it, like, it's taking too long, and a lot of people are getting, frustrated with this whole situation. It's like, oh, I'm holding a lot of money, and some people actually, what I do is sometimes I'll use some tax money and invest into the stock market as well to grow it some more, especially during the next tax year. And people may use some tax money, they might use their mortgage money, and a lot of people are probably holding on to this position, waiting for it to really push, and it's going to make its move. It's just these hedge funds just won't give up. So I can't wait until we can get back to, not saying just regular stocks, but I think this is going to be a thing, because you have Wall Street bets out there, and you're going to have a lot of positions that are heavily shorted, because the next thing you might see, you'll see AMC squeeze, GME squeeze again, and then you'll see ZOM come up, or you'll see a different position, or some other company that's about to be bankrupt. So yeah, I can't wait for it to make its move. And we're gonna boom on national, like boom. On naked, I was in at $56, sold it at $78, and I'm back in at $67. So then you're good. You're making some good moves. Hopefully you're buying a large amount of shares, or a large-ish amount of shares, to make a decent amount of money. It's Carl with a C. It's funny you talk about this. Has been my girl since $4.50. I have to admit, I sold some at $25 on my long-term portfolio, but I'm gonna buy back in at these teens. Yeah, I mean, that's the point, right? Is to be able to make that profit and then buy back in, maybe at more shares, or secure some of your profits, and then put it back in at the low points. I feel like that's 100% valid. And I talk about MVIS actually because people came over and they were talking about, what do you think about MVIS? And I've seen the growth and was able to see the upward momentum and a lot of the positivity there. And it was just like, all right, well, this is something you need to look at, and getting constant questions on it, you had to really continue to look at it. It's a grower. I sold enough to cover my initial investment. Playing with house money now, very relaxing. That's what I'm saying. That's what I try and say with everything. So when people say, hey, you shouldn't sell, you should wait for the squeeze, for everything. Yes, I understand waiting for the squeeze, but it's been proven that it's going to be tough for them to even, give up. So if they're not going to give up, if they're going to keep fighting, then you might as well take advantage of that and basically say, all right, I'm going to pocket my initial investment and use house money to trade with, because then you don't risk anything, and it doesn't matter you know, if you lose all of that money, you know, it's all or nothing there because you already pocketed a lot of gains, or you pocketed your initial investment basically. It's not like you earn 999,000. You will save more than $1,001,001. Just I sold just enough to cover my initial investment. Paying without money. Okay, you already said that. I was just looking for to talk about taxes. What's up, Jack? I wish I got a sneaking suspicion AMC won't moon until the government passes the 43% capital gains tax, and then they'll bail out Hedges with it. I don't know about that. I got a feeling a lot of people throwing shade on you are sitting on their computer in their mom's basement with their 10 shares and absolutely no financial responsibility. I mean, probably. It's also people that probably don't understand the full situation and how, you know, the negatives and positives. I mean, as people on this platform, they keep telling me, hey, you know, you're a person that's pushing AMC and GME. You should always spread positivity. Well, it's tough to always spread positivity. I play devil's advocate with myself a lot. Like I'll be speaking to somebody and I will stop what I'm saying to say, well, I didn't mean to say that. This is what I meant to say. I like to play that negative and positive outlook on something. So I always want to see everything. So if I look at the 500 million share dilution, I want to look at how it could be positive or negative if it does pass or if it doesn't pass. You know, if it does pass, then I want to know how the positive and negative is going to happen. If it doesn't pass, I want to know how the positive and negative is going to, you know, affect that. So that's really what I want to do. And that's why I, you know, post positive videos, but I also post some things that could be taken as negative, but also have a positive tint to it. So, I mean, it's however you want to take it. So I don't feel any type of way. Yes, I can respond to the comments. And it does seem like people will say, oh, you know, you're spreading FUD. Okay. If you're considering this FUD, then I'll continue to spread it. It'll get the people that actually understand investing to be engaged. But the people that are disliking, that are saying, you know what, I'm unsubscribing because you're talking about things that are factual. I'm sorry. So, you know, it's fine. It's totally fine. Was joking though. I would love to diversify, but for now, my fund money is all in AMC. Number one rule is for most endeavors. CYA. What is that? Why am I not? Didn't know what that was. Now I know. Okay. Good morning, everyone. Pisces gang. Yes. Hello, Ryan. We have 530 people in here. Make sure you guys hit that like button. It does help out the channel a ton. I'm going to play an ad here. It's been the first ad. Didn't you know only binary thinking is allowed nowadays? Let the weak hands unsubscribe. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Because the thing about it is to make profit. And I'm not here to, you know, sugarcoat anything, to, you know, tell everybody about butterflies and rainbows. Like, not everything is that. So I'm gonna tell you the positives. I'm gonna tell you any negatives that I see and any positive twist I could find on that negative as well. So that's why, you know, when I say, you know, hey, you have these 43 million shares, I didn't come out and say that it's 43 million share dilution. If you look at the title, you know, I'm talking about the 43 million shares possible. So yes, it's possible, and let's see what the outcome could be, you know? Jay Wells, thank you for, you know, becoming a member. But that's what I'm trying to push in any case. Let's see, what's AMC doing? They're up 2%. That's good. AMD, I was looking at AMD for a while, and obviously I missed some movement there, a lot of movement for a year. Missed a lot of movement there, but I was looking at AMD for a while. I follow a guy, Zeke, from the Dream Green show. I don't know if anybody watches him, and he was talking about AMD. I mean, I looked at AMD previously, but I don't know, sometimes you see new highs that it's creating, and you wait for a pullback, and then you miss that pullback, and it's like, okay, well, it's already on its way back up, wait for a pullback, and then it totally goes, like, you don't actually set an alert for where that pullback is, because the pullback could be higher than what the current price is, if that makes sense. Those people are weak heart and they can't handle the truth. True. I see 40 some odd million shares more as insurance policy than ensure the stock retains its value. When we feel a FUD, remember what they must feel. They can only lose we can only lose a little. They can lose indefinitely. Yes, 100%. 100%. I mean, like I said, 40 million shares could be something that could be used as a positive thing. You've seen GME actually increase in price when they offered their shares, or when they sold their shares, because you do it on a buy heavy day, and you don't really know if it's going to be a buy heavy day. But if it is going to be something where they're offering some, or they're selling some shares, then we need to make it a buy heavy day. Forget that mess. Don't. There was a hit piece thrown out yesterday that AMC was diluting their share total. Yeah, that's BS. Just know that, I mean, I know from personal experience that it's all business. So the business is going to do what is best for them in order to lengthen their life. So if they sell some more shares, they're able to pay off debt. It's going to help them out, but we need to do something that will help us. So if they are offering, let's say, 1 million more shares, right? If they offer those shares, then we need to do something in order to get us back on the right track, which is buy up those shares. And if the hedge funds cover some shares, then they cover some shares, and it increases the price anyway. So no matter what, it's like a win-win, really. Maybe we should have a good old huddle and agree to hold a stop day / swing trading AMC until we have a squeeze. How can a squeeze when there's so many people selling for a 50-cent gain? Yeah, that's not the case. There's not a lot of people that are selling for a 50% gain, especially with GME. That's not even the case. There's a bunch of people. You probably have a few people that are day trading at $1 gain or $2 gain, right? But it's not at a crazy amount to where they're like, all right, well, I'm making like life-changing amounts of money that's going to change the stock price a crazy amount, right? So I wouldn't say that that's the reason why the stock price keeps fluctuating. You're going to have day traders. Now, when you see this little fluctuation here of something like this, I know this is AMD, but little fluctuation here, that's what we would consider like day trading and maybe swing trading as well. The little movement as it does continue to skyrocket, because people are buying back in as it does hit its lows, and they're buying back in at a massive scale. So you're seeing that end up increasing. The problem is you see these massive drops. Let's say something like this, that's unexplainable. Or let's say something like this that's unexplainable, and then all of a sudden drops down a lot, right? And that's basically the hedgy short selling. You have creating scarcity, like that. That's just what it's all about. They're trying to scare people out of their positions, and also short the positions as much as possible. So there's a difference between people day trading and swing trading, and you're never going to be able to do that. You're never going to be able to create a day to say stop day trading and swing trading, because it's not going to affect it that much. I guarantee it's not going to affect it that much, depending what the volume is. But most likely it's lower volume that are day trading and swing trader. Most people are holding. Obviously, people don't know how the market works. You have to sell shares to push the price up. Yes, that's what I've been saying from the beginning. And when I said something about the shares that they were offering, that they were selling, and it was like, oh, 500 million shares is going to completely tank, the price. Depending what the buy volume is, that would have probably made a really big deal. And I know that they won't offer all of them right from the start. Like, it takes them a while to offer all of their shares, but I said it from the beginning that it might actually be a positive thing, or it could be a negative thing. So we need to look at it both sides. But then Adam Aaron comes out and says that it could be a positive or negative thing, or it's going to be a positive thing. And there's a bunch of people that are like, yes, yes, yes. And I'm like, I said this a while ago, and I got flamed for, spreading FUD again. It's like, I just put out information. So do with it what you will. Yep, the fake news with another BS article with FUD, which they would write some decent articles. Bad news doesn't equal FUD, just saying. 100%. I'm right there with you. A lot of news sources, no matter if it's AMC or a car crash, they will spread negative news over anything, because that negative news or that whatever they're spreading, it's not something that's pushing people out of positions. It's something that sells clicks. They're always going to push negative news over anything positive. There are some places that will have, if you look at, like, say, a front newspaper or a front website or whatever, you'll see in big bold letters that, AMC to dilute whatever, however many shares, right? But then you'll see over here, AMC grew by 20 or 25% in small letters. And anything that's negative, trump that. So that's just what they're looking to do. It's news sources. Sorry, I just hit the mic. Yep, 24.5. People seem to only want to hear confirmation bias. Yes. Every possible situation needs to be explored. Also, these squeezes are not guaranteed, and people should only play with money that they're willing to lose. Yes, 100%. There's a lot of great people in here. Thank you all for becoming members. You guys are very knowledgeable, and you hit the nail on the head. But yeah, I agree with you. They are only looking for that confirmation bias, basically to say, I'm investing into this. Well, people don't like to be told that they're wrong in any way. So I've noticed that throughout life. No matter who you talk to, they don't like to be told that they're wrong. That's why debates don't go over well. You can say, oh, I won that debate. The other person will say, I won that debate. And if someone does bring up a valid point, they can't say, all right, I see your point. Because then if you say, I see your point, you automatically lost that debate. It's not. A debate is about understanding, the overall situation and being able to change one side's mind. But if nobody comes out with their mind changed, then that means that, the debate was worthless. That's enough debate talk. But yeah, I mean, people will just have a narrative. They'll say, okay, it's going to squeeze to this price because I heard it was going to get to 100K and I believe it's going to get to 100K and nobody's going to tell me otherwise. It's like, all right. So if it gets to $1,000 and you're still holding on while everybody else sells off, then okay, you definitely showed me. You know what I mean? Like, it's not about showing people. It's about CYA. Acronym I just learned. Only confirmation bias anybody needs is these sticks are heavily shorted. Yeah. At some point, these hedge funds will have to cover. Be it in days, weeks, months, or years. Absolutely. Good morning, all. Thank you, Woo Park, for becoming a member. Hit the like button, everybody. We have 577 people in here. It does help out a ton. Don't Don't smash the like button. Just gently tap it. I don't want you to break your phone or your computer or whatever, or your mouse. I don't know what you're on, but hit that like button. It does help me out a ton. If you want to join as a member, the member link is right next to the subscribe button. All you have to do is tap that. It's 99 cents. Don't make it expensive at all. There's also a member link at the top of the description, I believe. The CYOA. Either way, I mean, if you had Y or just you had Y or YO, it works. Ooh, look who just joined. No, nobody points out B. Riley is one of the firms listed in the SEC filing. B. Riley was one that gave AMC a $13 price point. Yo, it's I own a PS5. Changed my username. Oh, you changed your username. You don't want to trigger people? You don't want to trigger anybody anymore? Spotify went down 10% on not bad news. It will bounce back. Will it bounce back? What is Spotify? There we go. Yeah, I would imagine it will. You're probably going to see this bounce. Probably a test of this point. Hopefully that's the case, because then people can make their moves in. I always like to see a decrease, not for too long. As long as it was decreasing, all of the positions were decreasing a crazy amount for a long period of time. It was difficult to take in. But yeah, I would say that it should definitely come back. It did show that it has a little bit of resistance up here at 300. At 300, yeah. So we'll see how that plays out. But yeah, I think it will come back. What's the not so bad news? Apple just recorded a 42% gross margin in a quarter of the highest on year. Subscriber target. Yeah, I would imagine it would come back. Good news can go either way. That's why sometimes I don't like following news. I mean, you can have that news catalyst, but it can go either way, and it sucks. But you basically say, oh, it had some amazing news, unless it's something like a merger. I feel like it can go either way. Even mergers sometimes can go the wrong way. Do you think it's possible for the hedges to cover little by little? Could they only cover small amounts? See, the problem is no, because if we're all holding, if they cover little by little, they would have to continue to short to bring the price down, because we don't have a crazy amount of people that are selling. We have a crazy amount of people that are shorting. So without that selling pressure, it's going to be tough. So what they will do is add that shorting pressure to create selling pressure, so that they can cover some of the shorts as it is going down little by little. But the problem is that it's not something that they can do, because we don't have that selling pressure. You probably have some people that will sell off at that point, but not enough, and then you'll see it recover really quick. So no, I don't think they can cover little by little. I think they can wait for it to really increase, cover as much as they want, and they can wait for it to increase, and then they can short at the top if they wanted to. But that's also risky for them as well, because if they cover everything and they let it push all the way up to the top, as high as it could possibly go, and then they end up shorting it again, now people are continuing to buy in, and then they end up getting stopped out again, or it end up going against them again, so then they end up losing more money. So I would say they can't do it little by little. There's a very slim chance Yeah. Sorry, hit the send button. Well, yeah, I understood what you were saying. It was my first lesson in audio engineering. I wonder if today will be a green day if everyone sold yesterday because of a caution prior to Biden's speech. Yeah, I feel like anytime government officials or anybody speaking, you'll see negative movement. I don't know why, but you will. Order's going down today. Is it? I think I'm still holding. That's the wrong forward. Go with F, forward motor. I don't know. You think it's going to decrease today? I mean, it's getting to a point. It's getting close to a point to where it did resist a little bit, but tough to say. You got some inside information. We did see a massive drop yesterday, right at the market close. And it looks like a massive drop. It might be less than that. No, it is a pretty big drop. From 1242 down to 1189 and then started to level out. You think it's going to continue to drop down? Good assumption. We're about financial responsibility, not pulling all our eggs into one basket, hoping it moons. That said, we can also be bullish on AMC, GME at the same time. Yes, I would agree with that. Got bored of trolling the fanboys. It was a little fun while it lasted. Yeah, I hear you. Everything has to end sometime, right? I think they were referring to the Joe Rogan stuff for Spotify. What Joe Rogan stuff? The fact that hasn't he been on Spotify for a while? He signed like a contract a while ago, which I think, to tell you the truth, I think his podcast went downhill. I mean, I liked it on YouTube, but for him, I guess, make that money, Biden said some positive things last night, so hopefully it would be a green day. Sorry, I tried to put the link to Vlad's tweet. Oh, that's cool. Hedges are playing whack-a-mole with all the stocks they shorted into a squeeze position. Pretty much. That's exactly what they're doing. I can picture that. That's funny. Weed stocks have been on an uptrend. Tilray, APHA, and SNDL. They have been moving. Let's look at. Let's see, where's Tilray? Yeah, yesterday was a pretty big mover from $17 up to $19.57. That's pretty crazy. Seen some really good movement, and then it started to level out here. Are we going to see that pull back though? That's the issue. I mean, I would think we wouldn't. It looks like we've been, trending up the last couple of days. Besides this data where it kind of fell a little bit, but we're always due for some sort of a pullback, So Tilray does look pretty good. SNDL basically the same with a little bit more spikes. So you see a lot more spikes with SNDL here, up to 96 cents of a high. You might see more of the same. A lot of the cannabis stocks will follow each other. So SNDL still slower than a snail. Yeah, I mean that definitely grew a little bit more. I mean SNDL, yeah, is still moving slower. Tilray is moving a lot faster. That's definitely a great bet, but I would like to see where that low is. It looks like it's finding that bounce off of $15.17. So it's been good since the 21st. So it's been moving since the 21st. Now, if you didn't know, I had my trend built to follow this trend line of slow growth. However, it did decrease over those however many days we had of negativity until we got to these days of positivity in the last couple of weeks, or last week or so. Here in forward, I would watch it. A lot of put options. Yeah, Tiblio. That's good to know. Yeah, I am in, or I think my brother is in forward in his investments. I'll have to check that out. I do want to check out what Doge and all that stuff is doing. I don't know why I hit paste twice. How low do I think eBay could drop? Wow, that is really dropping. Really dropping from that, what, 60, 61, $63 mark down to 57. That's really taking a hit. Let's look at it. It's probably not going to drop too much further. I would imagine it's going to be a strong point right here, but we do want to see, I don't know why I selected that. We do want to see, we have some huge sell wall at $58, $57 is one. Yeah, so $57 is going to have a buy wall. You're probably going to have a point of support there, somewhere around there. I didn't even zoom in. Let's just go with that. Sure, around that mark. So yeah, I mean, I don't think it's going to drop too much further. But then again, just be aware, you know, because it's not something that actually bounced right now. So if you can find that bounce, you probably want to get it a little bit on the way up, and you can get it for a decent swing if you wanted to. But just be aware, set your stop loss if it does continue to drop against you, because this is a huge drop that it had. And it has not bounced yet, has not recovered. So if you're going to play the bounce exactly at where you think the bottom is going to be, you also want to have your stop loss set. eBay has become a very difficult for sellers over time. I see more and more people turn to marketplace and local selling groups out of discouragement with eBay fees and buyer bias. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. You know, basically everybody's trying to get away from those fees. And if eBay can do it without the fees, find a way to do it without the fees, then it'll be great. I don't know how they could do that, because they've, you know, pretty much, you know, centered their whole business model around the fact that they have those fees in place. And I mean, people still use eBay. I mean, they have their own eBay business. But it's just something where a lot of people are using other things that are out there and they're not really making any changes. But if we're just looking at the chart setup, I can tell you that it does look like you can probably get a decent move out of it. I don't think that drop was justified. Let's look at it longer than that. So like a year. Yeah, I don't think that drop was justified. You did see massive amounts of growth from this mark where everything pretty much dropped to the bottom. I'd rather use OfferUp instead of eBay. All right, let's look at what is AMC doing. They're up 1.5%. AMD's up basically 1%. Where's GME at? It's somewhere around the G's. CCIV is up 1.6%. Carnival's up 3.8%. That's making a little bit of a move back from November. That's good. Seeing some positivity there. If you're going to play that, you probably want to play it a little bit lower. I don't like cruises, but I can always buy the stock. They say that you should buy positions that you believe in, but you know, that you would use basically, and I would not use a cruise. I don't know if anybody has seen documentaries on cruises, but it's ridiculous. Anyways, don't want to take cruises away from people. Clove is up 13 point, or no, sorry, it was up 13.64% yesterday. It's up about 6% today in the pre-market, which is still good. We have about, 45 minutes until the market opens. Today I will be here, the market open, so 30 minutes after the market open, I will be here. We got 617 people in here. Thank you guys for sticking around. I know I start early, and usually when other people get online, I lose viewers, but that's cool. That's cool. Some people like me. I'll at least have one person here. If I have one person here, I'm happy. I have an eBay drop shipping business. Still does fine. Yeah, I don't think that that's bad. I don't think eBay's bad. I sell things on eBay, but you can also sell things on Marketplace. You can sell things on a bunch of different apps, selling apps that they have. I've used a lot of them. Sometimes I want to avoid any type of fees. It's a freezing. Let me see. Where was that? Let's look at the crypto stuff. So Doge is up to 31 cents. I would like to see that go up. If it gets to 40 plus, that's where I will end up selling some of my position to get some back in at a lower point, maybe 25 cents, buy lower so I can buy more shares. That's what I'm looking for. Cruises are the bomb. Go on a 4 to 5 day carnival on a newer ship, and you'll be. There's a lot of things I don't like about cruises, whether it's newer or older. And I can show you a documentary that will probably not want you to ever go. Like, you will never go on a cruise again. That might not change your mind. I mean, people like cruises, like cruises. I show people these documentaries, and they said, "Oh, that's horrible. That's horrible." And then 2 months down the line, they're like, "Oh, I booked another cruise," and it's like, okay, if you come up missing, I told you so. But then I'm also going to be sad. But first, I will say I told you so. But it's pretty bad. Apparently, a lot of kids die in cruises. But that's just me. Buying what do you believe in is why I bought 2 shares of ACB at $115. Okay, and now that's so you're saying you shouldn't buy what you believe in. Lucky me, it's down to 9 now. Yeah, it's good it was only 2 shares though, because if you bought in more than that, then it would be pretty bad. But that's where I start to realize, and I'm like, okay, I mean, you could technically, with 2 shares, you can average down a crazy amount and bring it down to where your cost basis is easily, very easily. So that's not a problem, and then you can make your money back. Did you average down, Brad? I would imagine you did. I don't think buyers have stopped using eBay, but perhaps sellers are. Yeah, I mean, massive sellers, yeah, people that sell a lot of product, probably. They're probably going somewhere else. I was the only one left. Me and my wife going in January, can't wait. Yeah, I'd rather go on an airplane, and then I know you can like die anywhere, but at least some of these places that I go, you'll realize that you died, and then you can have a funeral with an open casket. Always listen until you sign off while I work. That's awesome. I appreciate that a lot. That you listen until literally the end. And I would imagine you probably go somewhere else and listen to some other stuff after I get off, because I don't stream from from bell to bell. I don't stream from from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Like I'll stream maybe, sometimes I'll stream 2 times in a day, but most times I'm only streaming one time, and I appreciate anybody that does stay here, even though some other people may, you know, have more viewers. I mean, I just appreciate any of the, you know, people that are members that really like my content. So thank you. You know, that's why I only make it, you know, 99 cents for people to be a member, because it's cheap. It allows me to answer as many comments as I can, especially, you know, with any of the movement. I know this might suppress any viewers that come through because people can't comment, but we'll see. Do I like DraftKings? Yes, I do. I actually have a more recent video, I guess it was like a week ago, talking about DraftKings as a swing trade. I do like DraftKings. It has a lot of potential. And where is it at? That's somewhere here. Starts with a D. Learn the alphabet. There it is. Yeah, I do like DraftKings. The way that it moves, it's just so positive. You are going to see it touch back to the 200 EMA sometimes, and then you'll see it bounce back up and make its move up. So yes, I think it will surpass $74, get to $80 or whatever. If I had money available right now, you would see me buy into DraftKings right now on this uptrend, because I feel as though I don't know if it will come back here. You know, it has those touch points. I don't know if it will come back here. So, I mean, anything could happen. No stock is 100% predictable because it's depending on buyers and sellers. But I do believe in this position having heavy growth. You heard of the guy that YOLO'd 180K into Doge in February, now a millionaire, and hasn't sold, waiting for it to go higher? I have heard of multiple situations of people making a lot of money, not necessarily just millions, but hundreds of thousands, and they're sitting on it in order for it to grow higher. If I was him, I would have been not just averaging down. I would have sold at the high and bought back in at the low, so you can buy more shares and have it grow. Or you can sell at the high and buy in at the low with you know, a lot of the money that you had there, but not all of it. You can pocket maybe, I don't know, 50K or 1 million or something like that. Pocket some of it. You can take a lesson or learn a thing or two from DFV. Pocket a portion of it, because you never know how high this is going to go. I can understand it could hit $1. We could see it grow massive amounts. I'm holding on to it for a while, but I'm also looking to play that game of, you know, selling at that high, buying back in at 25 cents or so. But yeah, I mean, that's crazy that he YOLO'd 180K. That seems like a lot. In February, was that when it was like one cent? I mean, I feel like if you just put I don't know, 100K in there, you would have something pretty good. You have 100K in at 1 cent, right? Then you're gonna make a lot of money if it goes to 10 cents, then it goes to 40. I mean, I feel like you can just pocket some of that money so that it doesn't all go against you. And then you can put it back in at the low, or you can just take out a portion right now and leave the rest in there. It doesn't matter what you want to do, but just pocket about $1 million. That's all you need to do, right? Am I wrong for saying to secure some profits? How's ZOM shorting looking? What's ZOM doing? So ZOM is up 1% at the moment, but they were shorted for the last couple of days. If you didn't see the short interest for yesterday, here's the short volume for yesterday was another almost 40% short volume ratio. So they're shorting this thing as much as they possibly can. And the day before that was 41%. Yesterday was 37%. I wouldn't be surprised if today was shorted as well. A lot of people don't believe in what's going on with this position, and they're going to continue to short this position, but it's going to go against them. Bro, you leave your kids at home and then you go on a cruise. Feeling good. Bought yesterday at $59.50. Yeah, I feel like DraftKings, when you look at their stock, I mean, it's around the $56 mark that they're not going to drop down. If you got in at $56, $57, I think you're good. I think you should see some movement unless we start seeing another like down market or down sectors. But yeah, I feel like $59 is not bad at all. I feel like it's going to get to, 65, 69, 70, $74 at where it was. And then even surpass that because the bounce off of the 200 EMA looks promising. You haven't yet? It's next on my buy list. Okay. The safest part of going on a cruise is that the boats all follow the same path. If something really bad happens to your boat, another one isn't far away. Yes, but if from what I've seen and the different documentaries of people that have lost loved ones, a lot of these boats end up flying a different flag which follows those rules. The flag that you follow or the flag that you fly, it follows those rules. So they'll follow the laws of Panama, which do not have a lot of laws. I forget what it's all about, but basically saying that someone can kill you and push you off the boat and not actually be charged for it. And there have been a number of cases that have that people have seen that happen. I have you pre-market macros for the day trading and then meet Kevin for the post action. Yeah, I think that's a great setup. I think meet Kevin is obviously amazing. He gets to everything, gets all the interviews. I'm not as an extrovert as some of these people that will do interviews and stuff. I'm just not. I'm a person that will go through my own situation, talk to subscribers, and that's pretty much it. But I'm very introvert. Matthew, it may be cheap to join, but we get top advice. That's great to hear. I'm glad you think that. I told people to watch stocks that have to do with outdoor activities, remodeling, grills, etc. I just saw Home Depot, ticker symbol HD, has gone up pretty good since March. Yeah, Home Depot is a mover. I mean, they're not like one of a kind, but you only have a certain like a couple of stocks that are like that. What, Lowe's, Home Depot? With all the other streamers I watch, I'm only a member here. Thank you. Wow, that means a lot, and I hope it's kind of dual purpose because I have a cheaper price, and then also I give good information as well. Exactly, Brad, and also other ships in there are to assist. Bro, you leaving the kids? Okay, I already seen that. Let's see. Trying to get to everything. Morning, Matt. Do you use the level 2s or RSI or both to determine when you buy into a stock? I've been picking bad entry points recently. So yeah, I'll use the level 2s. I'll use the RSI. I'll also use a lot of the candlestick action for picking into a stock. So if I see where certain points are, especially if it's a swing trade. Swing trade's kind of easier because you have a number of days to do that, number of days to see the growth, and if it does go against you right away, you have slower movement than the large, like fast movement that you would have with the day trade, something that could go against you fast. So with swing trade, let's say I look into, I was just in DraftKings, let's look at DraftKings. So let's say I look into DraftKings. A lot of times if I'm looking for a swing trade, I can't really use the level 2 data because that's really telling me what the price is doing now, but I want to see the history of the stock and have that. So I'll use the RSI, see where it is being, you know, close to oversold, overbought. But for swing trading, mainly you want to stick to the sticks, you know, for anything. So you're going to see where these lows are, and can you get back to those lows? So you set some alerts to get back to those lows, and then you'll be fine. However, it already hit to that low of about $53.76. So then you could start seeing that come back from here. That's where you'll pick it. But the problem is I won't end up investing at this bounce point because I don't want it to go against me. So I'll invest when it starts to move up a little bit. So in the day, I'll look to see if it is moving up, buy into that. But when I go into day trading, yes, I'll use everything. Because what you want to do is you want to see that it is being oversold at the moment or overbought at the moment, so that you can see that pullback. If you're looking to short something, you can see that pullback from the top point to where it is being, overbought. And if it starts to get to an aggressive level of being overbought, know that it will, come back. Now, the movement can still go against you, but just believe in what you have there. And if it does end up going against you, just get stopped out. So if you make a bad decision, limit the losses. That's what I can tell you. I mean, the stock market is not 100% predictable. It doesn't follow laws all the time. You can say that something is being, let's say, oversold down here. You could say that something's being oversold, and it doesn't always work with you, because it could, you could invest somewhere around here and then it goes against you right here, but then you have a follow-up right back where it was at. You know what I mean? So that's where it ends up being tough, because you might miss that position going up because it did pull back on you. So you need to figure out where your stop loss is going to be set. If you get stopped out on a position, don't be afraid to jump back in if you do see it on an uptrend, and that should be good. But yeah, I use everything that I can. For a day trade, I will use all of it. So I'll look at where the walls are, where the buy walls are, to see where my entry point actually is. I'll use the RSI to say where my entry point actually is, and whatever the candlesticks are doing. If I could see any type of hammer candlestick, consolidation candlestick, a doji, whatever it is, I'll be able to look at all that stuff. But if you have a bad entry point, set a stop loss, so that you can get out of that entry point if it is a day trade. Same thing with a swing trade. Set that stop loss. All right, so we have about 28 minutes until the market opens. 38% of 100 million is a lot. Well, the funny thing is, it's not for ZOM. Is that what you're talking about? Or 37%, because it's 37% of less than that. So let's see, for ZOM for yesterday, it was around 40 million. So 37% of that is 14.7 million. But 40% of 100 million, which you did see yesterday, that was pretty crazy. It was a high amount of volume. It was 140 million worth of volume yesterday, or the day before that. And you've seen 41% short volume ratio. So it was pretty high. I have total faith in ZOM, and if it continues to go lower, I will lower my cost basis and buy probably 4,000 more shares, because I truly do believe in that. I want to see, for people that tell me about GME, I want to see GME go down more as well. Obviously people don't want to see them go down, but we are seeing a little bit of a comeback here. Just like I said, we can hope for some positivity as we go through, the open. He bought at 0.004. And I'll leave you at the port. You mess up and get back on in time. Sail on the U.S. vessels. Hit that bell on the way in. Why are some of you not hitting the like button? Yeah, I don't know. Why are you not hitting the like button? Make sure you guys hit that like button. It does help out. I second that comment. Only a member here. That's amazing. Thank you, guys. Thank you. And guys is a general term. Guys and gals. I'm not surprised a lot of people die on cruise ships. I know a guy who got stuck on a cruise that got stranded years ago, and everyone got diarrhea. He said never again. Other streamers only want to discuss AMC and GME. I watch you discuss stocks in general. Yeah, that's the point. I mean, I will discuss GME and AMC. I love to discuss them. I love to talk about them. But I also like to talk about, how to, invest, how to trade, different positions that I'm in, different positions that you're in. I want to know about the people that are following me rather than me just telling you about me, Plus, I only follow people who have knowledge and experience. There are a lot of loonies out there making videos. Yeah, that's usually how it goes. You have one person, talk about something. Like, I can tell you, and I don't mean to say this in any type of cocky way or like, I don't know. But I know for a fact that Brian Jung was doing this. He was following AMC and GME. He really did it. I think he was one of the first. I'm not sure if it was JJ Buckner or Brian Jung, but both of them were the people to really start looking at all of this. And Brian gained a ton out of this because, he was streaming from 8 to 8. He was the only one that was really doing that, or from 8 to 8. Carl, stop, man. He was streaming from early. I think it was like 8 to 4. He would stream a lot. He would do like 10-hour days sometimes, and he would gain a lot from there. But I was the third person to do it. Once I seen them, I was like, look, I'm invested in this. I might as well put my hat in the ring and start to live stream. I've never live streamed before, but I was just like, all right, let me live stream. And I live streamed for probably 3 hours, and it was a great time. I mean, I had like 3,000 viewers the first time, at 3,000 concurrent viewers, so it was really, really fun. And then the second time around, I had like 5,000. The next time around, it was 16, and then it was 16 for like 3 more streams, and then after that, a bunch of other people came along. I mean, a bunch. So, and now there's a lot of people that are just streaming because they want to get on the AMC GME train. And I mean, it creates, positivity and a lot of push in the position with more people that are streaming. However, it just sucks for the people that, started it. So it's all good. It's all good though. But I like doing this. I wasn't ever a streamer. I like being able to converse with a lot of the people that are in here. So thank you all for becoming members. I should have probably created memberships before that, but I wasn't actually thinking about that. I was just looking at the chat because I never live streamed before. So as I started to live stream more and more, I started to see what was a benefit, slow down the chat. That didn't work. Still seeing a lot of comments that we had to navigate through. So yeah, I mean, it just made it easier to make people members. And thank you guys for becoming a member. I think we're closing in on 200 members. So thank you guys. If you streamed all day, I would stay here, but you have a family and a day job, and others kind of don't. I prefer the chill vibe here. Well, thank you for saying that. Yeah, I know it's tough for, to get a lot of things done because I feel like I work a lot. I don't ever sleep. I'm always on, always, uploading to something or streaming on something or working or whatever. Kind of a workaholic, but I love it. I love making money. I love being able to invest and teach people stuff because it's like, just like I said, I'm an introvert. I don't really like presentations that much, and doing this is the closest thing to presentations and being able to teach people, because I love to teach people. I just don't like the thought of everyone looking at me. So with 500 people looking at me, you can kind of look at this as being similar to giving a speech or something, but it's not. It's not the same. You can teach people without that thought or seeing people stare at you for everything you're saying. You know, I'm a hard introvert, trust me. And I don't know if I seem like it to a lot of people, but I am. Plus, Matt is a senior financial analyst at a hospital. Good enough for me. They don't hire idiots for those positions. Yeah, you're right. I mean, anybody can really, just to let you know, anybody can get degrees, right? But it's very difficult to get analyst positions in hospitals. I'll tell you that, because one, there's only a couple of analyst positions, unless it's a really, really large hospital. I mean, the system's large, but the sister company that we work for is not as large. So with only one spot in this analyst position, you know, I was able to take that off of anybody else that comes in. Obviously, because I know my stuff. So not a financial advisor, a financial analyst. Financial advisor, they actually give those out to anybody. You can be a financial advisor anywhere. So there's a difference between a financial analyst and a financial advisor. I know I can't say I like to be put in the same category as both. You know what I mean? Then Ethereum may have a higher high and higher lows previously. Entry point was 2100. Good. Now you may want to get in around 2300 swing trade and then wait for another 2100 entry. Yeah, it's tough for Ethereum. I mean, they're making moves. I don't know where they're at now. Let's look at it. Yeah, they're, oh my goodness, 2800. Ethereum is just crazy, man. And I am so upset because everything that's going on with the money that's held up, and it's not Weeble's fault. Like, I understand it was my decision to put the money back in there, not knowing that they would close the account. I just wish there was some sort of communication. Thank you, Jay, for becoming a member. That means a lot. I just wish there was some sort of communication, you know, saying, hey, you know, we're closing your account. That would have been good. Your show is a part of my morning routine. That's awesome. Thanks, John. I bought 2 shares of Ethereum at 2100. Can you take a look at MVIS? Yes, I can, but I'm going to go through some more comments before I do that. Very spotty. How many hours a week do you work? In general, do you mean like my 9 to 5 plus YouTube plus I guess let's just go with those two. I'm not even gonna go with anything else, but let's just say my 9 to 5 plus YouTube, or just my day job. Oh, at my day job. Okay, at my day job, it's probably somewhere around 40. I try to limit myself to 40. I don't like to go over. Now there's some times to where I do have meetings to where I will go over that point, but yeah, I mean, most cases I'm doing 40 at minimum. I try to make it maximum. I try to make it maximum 40, minimum 40. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. I'm there every single day that I have to be, because I like doing what I do. But like I said, I also like talking to 400 plus people here. Glad it's members chat. I got tired of people asking you about Tyler Perry and friends. Yeah, I get it a lot. I mean, I'm fine with that. I even have a friend's t-shirt. I have a friend's mask. And it just comes, you know, a lot of people are like, are you related to Tyler Perry? No, I really don't know. To tell you the truth, I don't know my whole dad's side of my family. I know my dad and a lot of, you know, his brothers, my uncles, all that stuff. But I don't know a lot of his family that's down south. You know, he lives, or he hails from Georgia. And some of my family is from Georgia and the North Carolina area. So I don't know, but that's my answer every time, is that I don't know. I've learned more from you in the last 2 weeks than the others I've listened to prior. That is great to hear. That is great to hear. That makes me feel like I'm doing a good job. So thank you for saying that. Thank you for becoming a member as well. Analyst, my bad, bro. Still waking up. It's cool. It's cool. I don't say my position often, so and also, I mean, people ask me like, why don't you like, quit your day job? And one, I like what I do for my day job, but I understand that YouTube brings in more. I told my boss what I make from YouTube and what I plan to make this year, and he was like, well, why are you even choosing to continue to work here? And I was like, well, one, I love what I do, and I love the communication, also the security. You never really know what could happen with YouTube, especially with something like what happened with Matt Kors. Things could be canceled in an instant. Now, I do have other streams of revenue, but this would still be the largest stream of revenue. And I could make trading a full-time job for me, but typically I like to hover around like an average that I would gain with day trading. Day trading, I would look for $30,000 a year, so not really too much, around $100 a day. That's what I'm looking for. I don't care about anything more than that. Now, when I'm involving swing trading, it might be a little bit more because I'm involving day trading, gaining maybe $100 a day plus gaining whatever I can gain with swing trading. So it might be a little bit more. We'll have to gauge the situation as we go along, but I don't really know. I can't say that I would, just quit, a job, because one, I've been working so hard to get to a position as a senior accountant, as a senior financial analyst, as that higher tier level, a manager, all that other stuff. That's why I have 4 degrees. I'm looking to be the best that I could be. So it's a little tough situation. I don't know if I ever will quit. It has to be to a crazy level, how much I'm making on YouTube and how much I'm making in the stock market as well, because we like to spend and save. So I'm here for the comedy. I don't really trade. I'm not funny. Thank you, Matt, for becoming a member. There are a lot of Matts in the world, but thank you, Matt, for becoming a member. I'm a Matt. You make any money on the golf course? No. I would like to, though. I have a golf TikTok that if I make money on my TikTok, I can also include that in my business, because I have a media business. This is my media business, Perry Media Groups. So I have my business, which companies have sent me pens, and they're pretty cool. But yeah, I have my business, and if I do that, then technically I can write off some of my golf stuff as business expenses, because technically it is, if I'm doing it for the views which equal money. So buy Ethereum via PayPal. It's easier and faster and instant. Thank you for saying so. I mean, I buy it on Webull. I don't ever have any issues with that. Well, I've never bought it on Webull, but I can tell you that I probably won't have any issues with it. I wonder what Ted Cruz or his dad is up to these days. That's funny. We have about 11 minutes until the market open. I wasn't a fan of teaching. That was 60 hours a week. That's crazy. That's way too much. I can't do it. If you tell me to work more than 40 hours a week, I'm not doing it for a job that, I understand if I'm working for more income, right? So if people are getting paid, let's say $10 an hour, and they end up getting overtime by working more hours, it makes sense for them to go ahead and do that. But if you're getting paid a salary, you should not have to work more than what the job tells you. So 40 hours a week, that should be it. There are other countries that you don't have to work 5 days a week. You don't have to work 40 hours a week, but you get paid that salary basically to to mock what you're getting paid now. And it's a little ridiculous that we have to go through that, but whatever. I'm not gonna sit here and work super hard or put a crazy amount of time in for a company that will only give me like a 5% raise when anywhere else, if I work a little bit harder, I can get maybe like 20%, 30% more, maybe even 100%, depending on what I'm doing. So like it sucks. It kind of sucks to have to work for somebody and not be able to create your own income. So that's why I'm always looking to create my own income. Since I was little, I was mowing lawns, I was selling lemonade. Obviously, you can't do that now. But anytime I see a kid working really hard, I will pay them a lot. I had two kids that came by and wanted to shovel snow this past year, and I pay people a good amount in order to do something because I'm an advocate for hard work. So if you're a kid that wants to work hard and wants to show that you're going to be really successful, then yeah, I'm going to pay you a decent amount to do whatever I need you to do because I'm showing support. I would have liked somebody to do that for me, but while I was mowing lawns, it wasn't something where it was like, oh, I'll give you $20. It was like, I'll give you $5. But now people give $20 at a minimum. So if I see somebody, my lawn is ridiculous. So if I have somebody that comes by to mow my lawn, which never happened, I'll be like, hey, here's $50, and if it's my daughter, I would give her, a lot of money, but then I would also tax it. So I don't know. You're doing a good job, Matthew. I like having your stream to start my work days. That's awesome. Thank you for saying that. You have taught me so much. I'm very new to all of this, and as soon as I get to work in the morning, I turn the stream on. That's amazing. That's amazing that so many people watch me. I mean, even 400 people. I mean, I don't know if it's just crazy to say that 400 people are watching me like right now. Now, I'm not picturing it, because if I was picturing it, then it would be something where I was on stage, and I don't like that situation. I'm not that type of person. Like I said, I'm very introvert. But it's crazy. I mean, there's a lot of people, that are getting thousands and thousands of viewers. Like Matt Kors is getting like 11 to 12,000 viewers. And that's crazy. Like for him, I would just take it in. I mean, I took it in when I was at 16,000. I would continue to take it in, because it's amazing. You know what I mean? That's like 11,000 people, and it's not just standstill 11,000 people. That might be, in the last minute, it might be 20,000, because you might have had 5,000 that dropped off for 30 seconds, and then the 5,000 that jumped back on, or whatever. You would see 15,000, 20,000 people happen in the next 5 minutes or 20 minutes or whatever. It's crazy. So I mean, I love it. I used to not like live streams because, like I said, I was a person that was very introvert, thought that I wouldn't have too much to say, but there's a lot of people asking questions, and I love the conversations that we're creating. We have about 7 minutes until the market opens. Hopefully we see some great movement today. Let's look at what's happening. Most popular, we can see AMC's up the same amount, 1.5%. AAPL is up 2.79%, kind of flat here. Did grow in the after hours market. CCIV is up 1.3%. You did see some pretty good growth with CCIV. Like I said in the past with them, I wanted to get in at $19 or $20, I believe, and see that push up to about 30. So this would have been a great point to actually sell at. Right now, I can't do anything with my position, so that sucks. Thank you, Felix, for becoming a member. Matthew, name some artists in your favorite playlist. Eminem for sure, 100% Eminem. Actually go with like softer music. I can go Boys to Men. I can go old school. I can go Al Green. for a 30-year-old, I listened to, you know, some older music as well, because the music was good then as well. I mean, Michael Jackson, obviously Drake, you know, some new school as well. Not really too much new school, but yeah, I would say like I have a lot of different artists that I listen to. Neo, like old school Neo, T-Pain. My wife loves listening to T-Pain. Akon, come on, man, stay with me. Or Matt, can you look at Liberty TripAdvisor and make some sense of the price movement? What's the ticker symbol? Is it just Trip or Liberty Trip? I guess you mean. I mean, I never like spotty movement. Spotty movement sucks. I mean, you could see the trend of it. You could see where it is moving. It's just, it shows that the volume is not there. Like, look at the volume. 3. Like, it's not 3K, it's 3. That's what you can make sense of that movement. I mean, I don't like seeing spotty movement like that. So I can't make sense of that movement. Yes, you can see the trend. It is moving down. Let's look at it from a larger look. It got to $110 and then started to slowly fall down. We're not really seeing too many levels. It's more of just leveling out, falling and leveling out. So it still is showing strength somewhere around this point. So it's not really breaking below that gap up point. So can't really make too much sense out of that. I wouldn't look at that as an investment for me, just because you never know where it is going to go. It's showing so little volume that you can't really tell what's going to happen there. Some people ask me about old school. For me is Dr. Dre. Yeah, I mean, I listen to Dr. Dre too. I listen to a lot of people. Trust me, I don't have any like one person that I just listen to. Like, I listen to a lot of artists. I don't know how to say your name. Is it Dewane? Dewane? Hopefully I'm saying that right. Thank you for joining as a member. I appreciate that. People are only on Matt's channel because of Chair. Inside joke. If you don't follow him. No, I followed him. I know about Chair. Has the thought of getting into investment banking ever crossed your mind? No, not at all. Because I look at banking as something that's tied to, it has political ties. Can't do it. Thank you for your Weeble referral. Yeah, thank you. I mean, I don't know how that's going to play out, because it's actually going to my old account. So am I going to have to transfer out money from that old account, these new stocks out from the old account every time? I don't know. But something's building up into this old account. But either way, thank you for using the referral link. If you like Weeble, let me know what you do like about it. HH, I've been watching. Ooh. It's odd. It's an odd one for sure. Oh, what, Liberty? Trying to find it. Yeah, okay, so that's what you were talking about. The teaching is horrible because you can expect 50 to 60 hours. Yeah, on a 50K salary, which is crazy. Yeah, I couldn't make heads or tails of this because of the fact that the way that it's moving, I mean, it's really just falling. You're not seeing any new highs. You're seeing new lows that are created, but it's not breaking past that gap up point. So that's why I can't really make heads or tails of it. So you're right there. I'm sitting on the porch outside here in Louisiana. I love the Saints, so that's good. Last night you said ZOM was being shorted heavily. Why do you think that is? Because they don't agree on the price. So for ZOM, a lot of people don't believe that where it is, that it should be there. Because if you look at history, you look at 6 months, you can see that they were down to 6 cents. You know, they were down to a low price and started to really increase, started to really pump around the same time where everything else did. You know, around December, November or December. So you see that increase, and it started to level out to where you did have some spikes, and then it suddenly spiked up to $3 to where people didn't believe where it was. You know, they shorted this here, and that's where you started to see that come back, and people started to buy in more with the news of Trueforma. And once that news, or once that rumor turned into news, a lot of people ended up selling off. Now, you also seen some short positions there, not as much as you're starting to see now. People think that this should be shorted to be like non-existent. Once it gets to a certain level, people are like, all right, I can make a lot of money going down here. So hedge funds and different firms and other people will short this position as much as they possibly can to bring it down. So they see this price movement up to $1.34, and they're like, this is an opportunity. So how about we short this back down to 73 cents, and then we make a ton of money out of it. So that's why they ended up doing that. It was shorted a lot yesterday, did not make as much of a movement as it was the day before, because it was up to 134 and then dropped down a significant amount. And now you're starting to see this level out. I think the market's open here. So that's the reason why they shorted it. Look at what ZOM is doing. It is decreasing a little bit. Let's see what's happening with AMC. AMC dropped below $11. Yeah, we need that to make a move up. It's not really making too much movement. We are at 1 million in volume right now. What's your thoughts on Lupe Fiasco? I liked him before. I haven't really listened to him now. So what would you get a cost basis? Sorry if I didn't answer your question, if I didn't get to it. I tried to answer as many as I could before we got into the open. But right now we're still hovering between that 1.5% to 1% up, or 1% up. CCIV is 0.5, 0.6% up. Coinbase is 0.3% up. We want to see a little bit of movement. It did jump above $300, but did fall back down by the end of the pre-market. Let's see if we could see any. OCGN is down 1%. MVIS is down 6%. We might see a little bit of a V-shaped recovery, or depending where this will stand, we might see a stair-stepping on the way down. So it looks like we might see a pretty hard negative day with MVIS, but hopefully not. Mars down 3%, but it is making a little bit of a move back up to that 15 moving average, which is a good thing. Hopefully we can continue to push. Fubo TV is up as well, up to $22. I want to see them continue to grow because I'm holding at $20.96. So right now I should be up about $100 or so. Want to see that go up to 25 so that I can gain about $400 from it. They don't want AMC over 11 guaranteed. Yeah, they don't. You're right. They don't want them over 11. They don't want them over 12. They don't want them anywhere up there. They want them down at that $1 or less than $1 mark so they can make some money. We got 392 people in here, guys. Make sure you hit that like button. We got 351 likes. If you guys want to join as a member, the member link's right next to the subscribe button. Only 99 cents. I make it cheap so that you can join in on the chat, join in on the fun. what's a wash sale in stocks? So a wash sale is basically when you buy a position and then you sell it, and say if you buy back in lower or you buy back in higher, it's going to give you what your wash sale is. That's also for tax purposes, but it's going to give you your cost basis, where you will break even there. So if you end up selling for a loss, this is how much you'll get to in order to break even there. So it's for tax purposes really, but it also helps you out. I know Fidelity does a great job with being able to understand what your true cost basis is, basically your total look on how much you gain. Webull doesn't really do that. It doesn't really break it down that way, and it kind of sucks because if I invest in something and I know that I sold for, I bought back in at the low and ended up selling selling that same share price or share amount that I bought at the low, I sell at the high, I'm able to, I feel like I'm explaining this, very wildly, but basically what I do is I'll buy at the low, maybe 1,000 shares, sell that same 1,000 shares at like a high point, even though I'm already holding it, to lower my cost basis, but it doesn't show me that lowered cost basis. It shows me an updated cost basis based on the total amount that I had. So where my break-even point would be at, say, 131 for ZOM, I'll have to show you because I feel like this explanation is all over the place. I don't want to continue that explanation because I need to show you. So I can't show you right now because I don't have my... Yes, you can't write off a wash sale as a loss. It says, let's say you have ZOM. This will be an easier explanation without showing you. If you, let's say you have ZOM and you lost $1,000 and you decided to average down. Now you cannot, if you do lose money on ZOM, you can't write that off. So typically if you take that $1,000, you can write that off. But if you invest back into it and you have that wash sale, yeah, you can't do that, which sucks because then it basically incentivizes people just to sell for a loss rather than, buy back in or average down, which it sucks. Sorry, I feel like that explanation was all over the place for wash sale. I have to break it down. Video time. I'm gonna create a video. AMC is starting to decrease a little bit because it's hovering around that 1% to 1.5%. And would be believable, but $1, bunch of clowns. I think my child just fell upstairs. She's always falling. Is this moving? Not really making too much of a move. It's starting to, flow back and forth. It did make a move at the end of the pre-market up to $4.93, which is pretty big, up about 5.9% right now. But just hope we can see that stair-stepping on the way up. Hopefully we can see that positivity. You're seeing a lot of sell orders. Look at this sell wall up here at $5, 116,000 shares. You also have 60,000 shares looking to sell at 502. So there are huge walls there. This might not be a super positive day, but it might be somewhat of a positive day for some investments here. Let's see some top gainers, because right now, where's AMC? It's hovering around that 1%. They really don't want to see it above $11. Fubo TV starting to come back. It's starting to come back a little bit. I sold and bought OCGN. My bought price now shows as 70 cents, more than what I actually bought in. Yeah, that's why you'll have that wash sale. So if you more than what you bought in previously. Because typically if you sold OCGN, it will show up more than where you bought in, because it's trying to wash out some of the other losses that you had. So that's why you have that. You see MNMD dropping down, Mind Medicine. People want to look at it. Let's look at it there. All right, but yeah, we'll look at that there. But we're seeing a mixture of green and red. You know, we're seeing some things that are up and down, not a crazy amount. So we could see some forms of reversals, or we could see it be a very flat day. A lot of things are about 1%, less than 1% down or up. So you're not really seeing a ton of movement here, which is technically a good thing. You know, I'll take it as a good thing. Again, I think DraftKings is a good move. It is flowing against a lot of people. I don't know why I can't zoom in. There we go. Flowing against a couple of people, but again, I think it shows a lot of strength, a lot of promise. I can't wait to open, you know, up the money that I have, or that I will have in this account whenever it does. The asset transfer goes through. I got that finalized, so the asset transfer is going through. I actually called Webull, asked them how much I had in the other account. They said that the value, from where I bought at, and make sure that it wasn't just a sell over in Fidelity and a buy over in Webull. So it is up 40K at the moment. It's not up 40K, but it's up to 40K. So he's signaling when to buy the dip. Who's signaling when to buy the dip? CCIV is down 1%. That's starting to decrease even more. Look at this. Really falling down. AMC is down, or it's up 1%, basically 0.7%. DraftKings is down 0.3%. I wanted to get rid of ears and eyes, but ears is up 1%. eBet is up 1%. I like eBet around that $19 mark. I think it got down to a low of $19. Do we have an all-time? $52-week low, $18. Yeah. So I would like to see that somewhere around that $18 mark in order to invest into this position for a longer term gain, because esports is going to be something big, right? So I'm all for it where it's at, not where it's at now, but from where it was at $18 to get up to 25, that would have been a good move for a number of days. Thank God you're getting your money back. That even stressed me out. Yeah, I mean, I was a little upset knowing that they're liable for that. So I was just like, all right, well, you know, I'm transferring it, but they're liable for anything that they did mess up. But when he came back, you know, I talked to him on the phone, and he was like, oh, your investment value is $22,000. I was like, that's not right. Not even close to right. I was like, you're missing thousands of dollars here. And he was like, oh, well, let me go ahead and check something with another coworker. And I was like, okay. I was like, if they are just trying to, like, because the original amount that I had in Webull, I think was like 22 or 23,000 before we had that transfer. But I think they were looking at the previous transfer, which was the transfer out, not the transfer in. So they ended up getting it, and they were like, oh, it's 37,000. I was like, well, it should be increased price. What's the market value? And they said 40. So I was like, all right, it's good. Do you think a good entry for MVIS is around 15? Yeah, I mean, I do think MVIS will be a good entry point. Right now, with all of the movement that you're seeing in this position, it's kind of abnormal movement. Like I said, with where they were at $10, I would have killed to get into MVIS at $10. I literally was talking to somebody in the the pre-market on that day that I would have killed to get into $10, MVIS at $10. I would have bought an easy 1,000 shares, probably grew it by triple the amount. That would have been huge. I wouldn't have been able to sell at that point because it happened in the pre-market, but I could have actually made a really crazy amount from that. You know what I mean? So that's where I'm like, all right, what am I looking at here? You know, why am I not able to make these moves? And it's because of the stupid decision that I made in order to transfer a lot of things. Your daughter. What about my daughter? Oh, she's signaling when to buy the dip. Oh, okay. Got it. Or maybe Carl is because he keeps licking my leg. Stop it, man. Cost is now up. That's good to see. Don't do it. Don't do it, man. Go somewhere. What sound he makes. Every time your daughter falls, she's signaling when to buy the dip. All right, perfect. That's like every 1 minute she falls. I swear she doesn't get her like balance from me. Because if I had that bad of balance and I was playing football, it wouldn't be good. Tell you the truth, I did get tripped up a lot because I had a lot of scoring opportunities that I literally got tackled by a shoestring tackle, which is dumb. I hate those tackles because you look at them on tape and you're like, ah, man, I missed an opportunity. Looks like things are starting to fall. You see Fubo TV falling a little bit, GME that's falling a little bit, 1.4%. AMC still up 1%. Let's look for ZOM. ZOM is down 1.8%, down to $1.06. Still seeing that good movement that it had. Would have loved to see it continue to grow up to 150. With that thought of it coming back a little bit, buying back in lower with more shares. And Carl is wild. He is. DraftKings dipping. Yeah. How far is it dipping? Just a little bit. Yeah, it's dipping. It's down 1%. There's a lot of things that are actually decreasing here. But just know the overall goal is to swing trade this. Swing trading doesn't have to be in one day. So, and you never get caught up in what the price is actually doing. Now, if you get stopped out, you get stopped out, and then wait for that price to get a little bit lower, see where it's going to support, where the support level is going to be, whether it's at $58 or it's at $50, $56, whatever it actually is. Wait for that support level to come in, but definitely take your stop if you wanted to take a stop. It's always great to do that. If you miss an opportunity, you miss an opportunity of growing, but it's better to get stopped out with a chance that you could have lost a ton of money and then give yourself another chance to make a lot more money. So that's why I said I would have liked to make that move in at 56. I don't feel like it's going to go much lower than 56, but then also, 53 would have been amazing. It's just tough to get in at 53 because that's the low, and I don't think a lot of people will predict that would have been the low. I mean, you can look at some of the, you can look here and you would say, oh, I thought that 54 would be kind of the low. That's where that touch point would have been, but it wasn't. So we have 313 people in here, guys. Thank you for being here. Make sure you guys hit that like button. If you guys want to join the Discord group, the link is in the description. It's $5 to join the Discord group. There's a lot of great people over there that know a lot of stuff. So if you're new to investing, it's a great group to join. It's not $5 a month. It's only $5 of one payment. Now, if you want to join the Patreon with all of the other stuff included, then you can definitely do that. But yeah. You ever heard of a Myers-Briggs test? I'm an introvert as well, and I know when I see one. I've heard of it. I don't think I've taken the Myers-Briggs test. and we're less than 10% of the entire population. My background is mental health counseling, so I know a little bit. I would agree. I mean, I don't know what I actually am. I just know I am very, very introvert. I can tell by every situation that I was in. I just don't know what type of introvert I am. So I can't remember something I was that was years ago. I have no idea where I did. I'll talk in the Discord group. Yeah, if you guys want to join the Discord group, the link is in the description. But yeah, we have about 10 minutes. Hopefully we see something good in the next 10 minutes, not anything bad. We're seeing a lot of things that are falling a little bit. GME is almost at 2% down. Yeah, it sucks a little bit. Mara is getting close to the 7% mark, starting to decrease a little bit. Mind Medicine is starting to decrease as well. It was up, I think, 5 or 6%, and now it's up, 2.6%. I'm gonna go eat. See you, Matt. Good stream. Thank you for showing up, and I'll have to remember that you're not, PS5 and Xbox, and the Switch is better. I think I got it. Take the MBTI personality test. It'll give you your personality type. Like, you mean more dominant personality? Or, because I've taken different tests actually at work, a pretty in-depth test that talked about how I'm more into data and analytics, and obviously that's 100% true. And then also, I forget, do I have a dominant personality? I think I have a dominant personality, I guess. I can't remember what it actually was. Very introvert. All right. So movement, not too great. Obviously, if we've seen some amazing movement, we would be happy to talk about all this. It looks like AMC is now down. It might hover between, being down and being up, somewhere around break even, but it is down at the moment. I would like to see what the numbers are actually looking like. We have 5 million shares in volume, which is not the worst thing. We've seen less, but we've also seen more. So, yeah. You've probably already taken it. Yeah, I probably have. Yeah, that's 16 personality types. Yeah, I think I have. I've taken a lot of different tests to see where I land on different spectrums. DraftKings is decreasing, down 1.4%. There's a lot of things that are falling. eBet's falling too. Like I said, I want to get in there, make some moves into that position. I don't want things to fall too much, because I do want some positions to where I will make a profit out of it when I do have that money available, or those assets available. Off to work. Another pleasant morning. Thank you for all the info. Thank you for showing up. Everybody, thank you for showing up. And we got 7 people in here. Or sorry, 7 minutes. We got 290 people in here, 7 new members, and we got about 6 minutes now. 7 people in here. That's funny. Here's Carl. Do you think GME will be able to break through $200 mark? I think it will. It's just going to take a little bit of time. And make sure you guys hit that like button. Anybody that is leaving, make sure you hit that like button. Anybody that's here, hit the like button. But yeah, I think it will hit the $200 mark. It's just going to take some time, especially with what's happening. Now we're seeing a lot of things decrease. You're such a good cat, Carl. You also have a lot of fur. Yeah, so there's a lot of things slowly decreasing. Nothing that's too crazy. We're not seeing like 5%, 10%. You know, EBET has dropped down a little bit, 3.2%. Fubo TV is down 1.3%. A lot of fur, man. But yeah, I think it's good. Make sure you guys go and subscribe to my other channels if you're interested. Go and watch some of those videos. I want to grow the MP Shorts channel too. Would love to get it to about 5,000 subscribers this year. I'm already at 1,000, almost 1,200, I think. So I don't think that's a ridiculous goal. I think we can get it there. So that link is in the description. It's also on my channel page if you want to look at the associated channels. There's a number of channels there if you want to check any of those out. I have my brother, I have my next door neighbor, you know, I have my 2 channels as well. But yeah. What's happening here? All right, so just to give a last update before I sign off here. So AMC's 1% down, or almost 1% down, starting to fluctuate. You could see Bed Bath & Beyond sort of close to break even. CCIV is at 1.74% down. Coinbase is at 0.6%. DraftKings is at 1.3%. You're seeing EBET at 3.18, actually 5. Wow, that jumped. 5.47% down. You're seeing that decrease quite a bit. Fubo TV is down almost 1%. GameStop is down 3% or so. Mars down 7%. That's crazy. Mind Medicine is up 1.4%, was up a lot more than that. MVIS is down 11%. That's decreasing quite a bit, so just watch out for that. Is AMC making moves? AMC is close to being at break even. Let's see. OCGN is down 4.5%. Neo is down 2.4%. Seeing a lot of things down. SOS is down 3.2%. Tesla is up slightly. It's kind of break even, but it's kind of up. ZOM is down 2.7% or 3% actually now. So that's some huge movement there. You're welcome. It never goes low whenever I want to buy more. Yeah. I mean, I can't do anything with it. It's you're welcome for everybody else because all of my money is sitting in limbo. But yeah, what's a good entry point for MVIS? Right now, MVIS it showed a lot of movement, so you don't really know where that bottom point is. But getting back below $20 is definitely a good move for MVIS if you're looking to find an entry point in there. But I would probably wait it out a little bit. You're seeing it stair step on the way down, increase and then decrease. Probably see another increase a little bit and then decrease. Probably not over today, but you'll see it end up increasing again. So I would say for that entry point, I would have said this gap up here, but that's tough. Probably somewhere around this level. It looks like it consolidated somewhere there. So somewhere around $17 would be good. People are looking to buy in at $18.70. So that's a more recent support level, a current support level. But I would probably say somewhere around $17 is not bad. Just make sure you set stop losses because this is something it's abnormal movement from where it was, from the $12 mark or $10 mark all the way up to $31. It's abnormal movement. So just be aware. Home Depot is green. That's amazing. That's good to hear that you called it. Had to yawn. All right, guys. Make sure you hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed already. Hit the bell notification so you get notified when I post a video, at least one of the videos in a day. Also, if you want to join as a member, the join button is down there next to the subscribe button. And if you want to join the Discord group, that link is the first link in the description. I think it's the first link in the description, one of those links. Definitely check that out and join the group over there. Also, if you want to get access to Webull, I have a link in the description as well where you can get 2 free stocks with Webull. And I think that's it. Make sure you guys subscribe to my other channels. MP Shorts, The Perry Experience. They're great channels. I like to do reaction videos, and I also like to do like shorter form content. But that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching, so much for being here, so much for being a part of this community. And I'll catch you guys in the next video.